Back to the Mets, episode 18, a giddy one. Smiles all over our faces. Scott back with us. The Mets take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees in improbable fashion. I mean, when you look at what happened Friday night to then the start of Saturday, and then obviously being down 3 with 2 outs in the ninth on Sunday, the New York Metropolitans 5-1 on this homestand. 10-5 in the month of May. And Nico, I may start believing once again.
I haven't stopped smiling since Carson Benge touched first base and Marcus Semien came home with the winning run. Oh my God, what a win that was on Sunday for the Mets. You know, it's so funny because I hate when Yankee fans will say like, oh, this is the Met fans' World Series. All they care about is beating the Yankees. And I try so hard to not let that be the case. But then in the heat of the moment when that game is happening, I lose control of all of my emotions. And I'm so happy that they won this series. And I hate saying it because I know any Yankee fan that hears me say that is like, oh, yep, there they go again. They're celebrating their World Series, going crazy. But, oh, what a win. What a damn win. Yes. Yes. I'm still amped.
Scott, welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, what a series to come back for, right? Like last time I was here, we were talking about what are we trading people away at the trade deadline? You know, we missed a few series and all of a sudden they're hot and they're playing kind of well. So we'll see what's happening now. I mean, this great series win, ride the momentum, big road trip coming up ahead.
It's funny because we did an episode on, I guess it was Monday. It was last Monday. So a full week from when you're listening to this. And they had just lost 2 out of 3 in Arizona. And it wasn't like this bad road trip. It just felt like a couple of missed opportunities. And my thought process was, well, you didn't take advantage. You should have. I just don't see any hope. I don't see the light here at the end of the tunnel. And then they sweep the Tigers. And now you take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, who were reeling, no doubt. And they have a couple of injuries. And this is really the worst baseball they've played all season long. But it's still a good team. Those guys, I mean, Ben Rice is, not to go off on a tangent here, but I mean, holy crap. And they find another guy here, right? They find another homegrown guy that's just going to be a problem for the next 10 years.
Which is so frustrating.
It's incredible. But either way, like now the feeling, just a full week. What a week can do, a 5-1 week. And on top of it, like you mentioned, of course, it adds to it that it was the Yankees, that you come back in this fashion and you beat the Yankees. But it's just the feeling of the way they played in this 1 week going 5-1 and the way they did it, I think gives you confidence moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that bothers me, and I shouldn't care about this, but I do, is the fact that they really didn't gain much ground in the standings. There's still 7 games out of that last wild card spot. And I think after the series in Arizona, they were like 8 or 8.5. So they went 5-1 this week, but still only gained like a game in the standings. But right now, the most important thing is the Mets figuring out themselves before they start scoreboard watching and worrying what other teams are doing. Like I said, I tend to do it because I'm always, keeping in mind, like today I was looking at what the Brewers are doing and what the Cardinals did, because those are the teams that they're technically chasing right now. But there's so many teams in front of them, you can't really do it because look at the Phillies, 15-4 in their last 19. For all we know, in a week, they could be the team that's in the third wild card spot. But anyway, the most important thing for the Mets right now is to find what, figure themselves out and turn a corner and start winning ball games. And they're doing it 5-1, 10-5 in the month of May. I know we were talking about it last week. It didn't feel like it because they went 5-4 on that road trip against teams that weren't that great. So they really should have stacked up on wins, but they're 10-5 in May. That's all you could ask for.
It is all you can ask for. I don't actually want to look at those standings because I just did. And I'm like trying to figure it out. Like, you could weed some of these teams out, right? Like the Cardinals are not going to be there. Sorry, Ann. The Pirates are not going to be there. The Reds aren't going to be there. The Nationals aren't going to be there. The Diamondbacks most likely will not be there. The Marlins will not be there.
I don't think you could say that about the Reds.
No, I
could say
just
made it last year.
No, that was. I'm not believing in the Reds. But the problem is the Phillies because they're playing really well. they fire Thompson, and now, I mean, you just said it. They're 15. What are they? 15-4 under Mattingly.
15-4 under Mattingly. Yep.
Yeah. And by the way, not to just completely go off the rails again, I'm looking on MLB on my phone on Instagram. I get a notification. Kyle Schwarber's 20 home runs.
Yeah.
When did this happen? My barber actually said it to me on Friday. He goes, man, Kyle Schwarber. He's trying to say Schwarber. I'm like, oh, Schwarber. He goes, you know he has 20 home runs? I was like, I had no clue. No clue.
Since they fired Thompson, so in the 19 games, he has 11. 11 home runs in his last 19 games. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Lots to get to in this series, though. I don't have much from Friday night except for the fact, I mean, do you want to go negative here or should we stay positive? Because we have to talk, obviously, about Clay Holmes.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Friday sucked. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah.
It sucks. I saw somebody, I forget who tweeted this or said this, but it might have been Jolly Olive, actually. And Schlittler took 2 balls off the leg in the game. And it just so happened that they made 2 outs on those plays. And then Holmes takes a 111-mile-per-hour fastball off the leg, line drive off the leg. And they don't make the out. And then it comes out after that he broke his fibula. He's probably out for the year. I mean, I read today he might have surgery now, and it's going to keep him out.
He said he wants to try to be back by August, which I thought was crazy.
Well, now they're saying surgery.
Yeah. I'd have no idea what's going to happen. But also, I thought it was crazy, too, that he stayed in the game. He pitched a whole nother inning because that happened I think there was no outs in the 4th. He finished the entire 4th inning and then even started the 5th.
I mean, he literally ran to first base
immediately
after it happened. You know what I heard from, this is doctor talk. It's not a weight-bearing bone, apparently.
So you can still run with a broken fibula?
I didn't know this. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong. Maybe the person that said it is wrong. But yeah, it's not as crazy as it seems that he stayed in the game.
Okay. I was very impressed that he did, but I guess if you're saying it's not a big deal, then.
But I'm still upset because even though he wasn't great on Friday, he's been unfreaking real. And it's a massive loss now. And it begs the question of what you're going to do next. I think Manaea is not an option at this point. I think Manaea is an option if you had a firm lead, right? If you had a firm lead, or you're let's just say that the record was flipped and you're 26-20, and maybe you're in a playoff spot. Then if you have guys in the minor leagues that are pitching well, but you don't think are ready, fine, throw Manaea in there. But I think you're at a point right now where you have to give yourself the best chance to win. And I don't think Manaea does that every 5th or 6th day. I think you have to bring one of these kids like Wenninger up. I know Tong's not ready, hasn't been pitching that great. You got to make that kind of move instead of going to Manaea here.
I agree. I've heard people mention maybe stretching out Tobias Myers, but I like Myers out of the bullpen. He's a Swiss Army knife guy that could do multiple different types of things coming out of the bullpen. If you need him in a high leverage spot, he can get big outs. If you need him to go 2-3 innings, he can do that too. So I don't really want to make him a starter. My only concern with bringing up Wenninger is the idea that we saw it last year with Tong, right? It seemed like he was rushed, and you could make the argument has hurt his development because, like you said, he's doing horrible in AAA. His ERA is up over 5 up in Syracuse right now. So I don't like the idea of calling up this kid who might not be ready, forcing him in, to pitch, like you said, big games, because that's what every game the rest of the way now is big. They can't afford to just throw games away once every 5 days. So I agree that going to Manaea isn't the smartest thing, but as excited as we are about how they've played this week, I don't think this is like a World Series or bust season. So I don't want to ruin this kid's future for the 2026 team.
The one thing I'll say, and I'll ask you both this question, is we looked at, McLean came up earlier than Tong did, but McLean felt like a rushed move as well. Now, he was ready, obviously, because he's dominated and is still dominated since he's come up. But I almost felt the same way about Nolan when they brought him up last year, and he kind of had to become this savior, which he was at the end of the year. But I see it from both sides, from both angles, where he may not be ready, and you heard his development. Like I think absolutely with Jonah Tong, but I think you can make the same case that McLean wasn't really fully ready to go when they brought him up.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say too is that Wenninger's 24. They called up Tong last year. He was 21, right? Or 22. So the age, I mean, he's older, I guess you could say. I don't know how he got drafted after Tong. Tong was a 2022 pick. Wenninger was 2023. So they've actually had Tong in the system for longer. So I don't know if you value the age or how long they've been in the organization as a more important determination or determining factor, I should say.
Scott, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Tong's 22. Are you Canadian at all? No, right?
I'm not. No.
We're
going back to this like uncanny.
I can't not see it. I can't not see it because I'm looking up his age right now. He's gonna be 23 in a couple of days. I just can't. Do you think McLean was rushed last year?
I don't. Well, he was very highly touted at the time, and I feel like he had the development that he needed. Clearly, I mean, obviously he's dominating now, but I did feel I went to his debut and I felt like he was the piece in the rotation that was needed at the time because there was nothing else that we could have really went to back then. And I felt like he could have rejuvenated the rest of the rotation, which didn't end up happening, but I thought he was the answer at the time.
I think it worked. I mean, it worked to an extent. I mean, it didn't work where it got them in the playoffs, but it worked where he succeeded and he laid the groundwork for what was the rest of a great year and then a start of this year, which has been great. So it's a tough call. I actually think they are going to do it. I think they are going to bring the kid up. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this. I don't like the idea of it because you'd be doing it on back-to-back days. But what about what they've done with Peterson where you have an opener start and then Manaea comes in and kind of pitches the bulk?
You can't.
Is it because you're saying you can't do it on back-to-back days?
You can't do it on back-to-back days.
So much stress on your bullpen.
Yeah. And then you have Freddie who can't go more than 5. And I love McLean, but he has some of those outings where he only gets in, doesn't even finish the 6th. And it's just tough. It's just really tough. And then Scott, I mean, Christian Scott, you basically are having, I think he's been better, but he didn't make it out of the 5th in his last start. So right. I think it's tough. It'd be really, you're just asking way too much. You have to get somebody here that is going to eat innings, kind of like how Clay Holmes has. I mean, it's incredible that we're sitting here saying this, but he's been one of the best pitchers in the National League over the last year and a half, basically. And all he's done is eat innings for them.
I think if you want to say McLean is the best pitcher, that's fair. But I think Holmes has been the most consistent. I think that's the difference. Like, overpowering, like, Game 7 of the World Series, who do you want on the mound? I want Nolan McLean on the mound over Clay Holmes. But in terms of like who's been the most consistent every start, every 5 days, it's been Clay.
It's incredible. It's incredible what he's done. Sucks. Really sucks. And now also, by the way, let's just go completely negative before we go back to being positive. And Rosenthal said this on the broadcast. Oh, I want to talk about Joe Davis too. Rosenthal mentions this, how not only does it hurt the team now and hurt the team in their chances to get to the postseason that he's hurt, but if he's not come back until August, he was one of your great trade chips here to get a big-time prospect. Now you can't even trade him. I mean, it's going to be tough to trade him.
I don't think they were trading him anyway, though, because it was a 3-year deal.
I think he has and I didn't know this until the other day. I actually think he has an opt-out, which I'm going to confirm right now.
He does. I'm looking at it right now. Yep, player option for 2027.
So he's coming out after this year. Yeah. Yes, he would be a free agent. So, but unless the leg's bad. No, he still gets at least $20 million next year.
Yeah.
Even on a one, right. Even if it's so bad, he still gets $20 million, and it's not going to be that bad. It's not like it's going to affect him. Yeah. So that's out the window now. Joe Davis. I love Joe Davis. I think Joe Davis is one of the great voices in baseball, in all sports, to be honest with you. I love him on football. He's the number 2 guy behind Burkhardt and Brady. I love him. And that call is classless the other night with Benge dropping the fly ball and then him saying, oh, the Mets just do, basically just making fun of the Mets and basically just laughing at the Mets.
But is he wrong?
You know what, though? You're on a national broadcast. You're a professional. I don't like it in that spot. I don't. And it's not, yes, they've been a joke for most of this season, but you know what? You've beaten this team. It's not like the Yankees come in. We read the stats prior to the series. It's not like the Yankees just dominate the Mets here. The Mets have more wins over the Yankees in the last decade, excuse me.
Yeah, but it's that national media has always been that way, right? It's LOL Mets.
But it shouldn't be on the broadcast. That's fine. If Burkhart and Poppy and A-Rod and Jeter want to joke about it after, it is what it is. But not on the broadcast. Not to be like, old man, get off my front lawn here.
I think that's what you're doing here. I don't
I
see
had a problem
the
with
issue
it. I had
at
a
all.
problem with it.
I'd rather him be honest.
You agree with me, right, Scott?
I agree with you. Yeah, I think having a national broadcast, taking us away from our regional broadcast that we have, and then talking down on the teams is just, it's unprofessional. I feel like you need to stay right in the middle when you're broadcasting nationally.
And by the way, you're winning the game. I mean, they're winning the game.
Yeah.
The Yankees had a play that I had never seen before earlier to score the first, which basically, it lost them the game. I had never seen a wild pitch like that on Saturday. And then Rodon just flipping the ball, trying to recreate the jump throw, throws it nowhere near the catcher. You don't get that? The Yankees have had more embarrassing plays defensively over the last 2 or 3 years than the Mets have had.
The Benge play is worse than the Rodon play, though. Like, you could look at Rodon and be like, he's just trying to do too much. Benge, it's literally the most basic fly ball of all time, and he just drops it. Like, that's as basic as it gets. The Rodon situation, that's a play that never happens. You cannot prepare for that. He's just trying to think on his feet and be a hero. And yeah, he throws it away. It's a horrible play. Benefits the Mets. It was great. But I don't think that's the same tier of embarrassment.
But when that Benge play happened, you know what the first thing I thought of was? Aaron Judge dropping the ball in Game 5 of the World Series 2 years ago.
See, the first thing I thought of was Castillo.
No, I thought of Castillo today with Bichette.
Yeah.
I did both times, honestly.
I thought of Castillo with Bichette. I agree with you, actually, Scott. I thought of Judge more than anything else. And by the way, how many missed plays did the Yankees have in that one inning of the World Series where they blew Game 5? I mean, like, it's just, it's all slanted towards the Mets. I mean, justice for us, for crying out loud. The Yankees have the most embarrassing inning in the history of baseball. In the World Series, Joe Davis, nothing.
I've heard for years Yankee fans complain about Joe Buck, that Joe Buck was always biased against the Yankees. So I'm sure Yankee fans are sitting there saying, yeah, good. How do you like it? Because we've dealt with this for years. I've always loved Joe Buck, though. I've never had an issue with him.
I love
but
both
they say that Buck. Joe Buck has been biased.
I love Buck. I love Davis. I thought it was a bad moment. I thought it was a bad moment for Joe Davis. That's all.
My point is that I've always said that the Yankee fans are being over dramatic and ridiculous about Joe Buck being biased against them. So no, I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, I can't believe Joe Davis did, because that's the same thing they've done.
But it's a different kind of bias. It's a full series, full playoffs kind of thing where, over multiple seasons where fans are just saying, oh, he just doesn't like us. He doesn't want us to win. I don't believe that with Davis at all. I don't think Davis is sitting there rooting for the Yankees. I just didn't like the moment. I didn't like the play.
Okay. Noted for the next time the Mets are on Fox.
Yeah, I'm going to be listening intently.
Joe Davis better lock that door in his broadcast booth, because Mike's coming in right behind him.
And by the way, you got Smoltz there, who I'm sure is just sitting there kicking his feet up, dying, laughing at that, which you already have to deal with, whatever.
Of course. That though makes sense. I mean, Braves guy. Yeah.
But I don't need to hear from Davis, who I love. I think he's the best right now. I love Joe Davis. I don't want to dislike him. And I don't dislike him. I just thought it was bad.
It sounds like you have some beef with Joe
No,
Davis.
Yeah, right now over this, yes. But not in the grand scheme of things. I think he's great. Anyway. Sure he had comments when we went there and the Dodgers swept them. So that we didn't hear.
Right.
LOL Mets. Either way, let's get back to more positivity. How about Carson Benge? Ever since your boy Salicata said he should be sent down to the minor leagues, I saw Jolly Olive tweet this. Jolly Olive popping up everywhere. He has like an 800 OPS over the last month.
Yeah.
I mean, coming into his own. You look at these stats, you look at the full year stats, and it's still early, obviously, and they look bad, and it's still like a 650 OPS or 660 OPS, whatever it is. But like now you're starting to see it creep back up to where it should be. Because you know how bad the start was. And now you're really starting to see it like this guy has been a bright spot. And he's great in the leadoff spot because you got an automatic out at 2. He's unbelievable in the leadoff spot. I'm pumped.
I was just going to say he has been fantastic out of the leadoff spot. How about the 9th inning on Sunday? That 9th inning does not happen without Carson Benge leading things off with the single. When Lindor comes back, what do you do?
It's a good problem. It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how you're taking Benge out of the leadoff spot if he keeps doing what he's doing for the next month, 2 months until Francisco's back.
He's just got to hit. Lindor's got to hit second. That's it.
Might have to think about moving Bichette down to like 5.
Yeah, you got to move Bichette down. You can't right now, and we went over the reasons why you can't right now. You're also way too left-handed. Needy, like you have way too many lefties here.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would love Soto in the 2 spot even right now, but you can't. So
that's why they can't put Ewing up at 2 because I was thinking that he's stuck down in the 8 hole, and I want to move him up, but you're not going to stack 3 lefties in a row to be at the top of the order.
So you got to go Benge, which I'm fine with as long as it continues to work. You go Benge, Lindor, Soto.
Right.
So at least you have the switch there if you need it.
And I love Vientos in the cleanup spot. I think it's perfect for him.
I'm sure you do.
Listen, the 9th inning strikeout, that was a horrible at bat. I'll be the first to admit it. To chase 2 curveballs in the dirt and then, swing and miss on the fastball. You knew before the pitch was even thrown, once the count was 0-2, that he was screwed.
Yes. I feel
there was
like
no chance he was coming out alive in that at bat.
I feel like that every time though he gets down the count like that. And it's not I'm not even saying that as a massive knock. I'm just saying like that's just that's the archetype. That's the player.
Yeah, but I don't feel that all the time. I think it was just that situation specifically because he chased 2 breaking balls. So now it's in his head and it's so obvious that Bednar's going to blow a fastball by him. And it bothers me that he can't at least foul it off.
Make a little bit of an adjustment there.
Right.
Beatty's also been swinging a little hot stick lately.
A little bit. Not getting too excited about him, though.
I'm not getting excited. I'm not going to get excited here over Beatty. I'm just saying it hasn't been. I mean, I think DeComo tweeted something before. I mean, I'm trying to pull up the splits right now. Last 2 weeks, last 7 days. Yeah, last 2 weeks. He's got an 834 OPS.
Sure. Semi in 2. Couple of hits on Sunday. His OPS is over 800 in the last 10 games. They showed it up on the Jumbotron on Sunday. It was like 838 OPS in the last 10 games.
He's back over 601. He's back over 600 as of yesterday.
Yeah. Good. Love it.
You know what I got to, what's really annoying? And somebody tweeted this before and I saw it. We talked about it probably 2 weeks ago. How good he's been with runners in scoring position.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's like 15 for 40. I'm going to pull it up right now.
It doesn't feel like it, though, if I'm being honest.
It does not. I mean, it's not as many opportunities, but it's true. He's hitting 326 with guys in scoring position. And that's up because they didn't factor in today yet on Baseball Reference. It's more than that.
You know what I found interesting, too, that I looked at? Before his 9th inning at bat, Bichette's expected batting average was 277, and he was hitting like 209. I've been a hater of him too, but I noticed it on Sunday because I think it was his third at bat. It was like the 6th or 7th inning. He hit a bullet. He hit a bullet ground out to short, and then he hit a bullet line drive that was caught by the outfielder. And then I had to look it up. I was like, that's twice now that he's hit the ball hard into an out. And his expected batting average is actually 277.
You know what the problem is, though? You see how late, like, he can't hit fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
He's so late. His swing path is awful. And I think Fox did something on Saturday with it. Just talking about how bad he's been. And he's missing fastballs right down the middle. So, and I'm going to pull up his expected slugging as well. Yes, his expected batting average is correct. It's 277.
The expected slug, I think, is still down below 400. And I'm not making excuses for him. I don't want to, sound like I'm contradicting myself, because last episode we bashed him for 15 minutes, and rightfully so. He has not been worth the $42 million that he's getting at all. But I mean, I can't truthfully believe that he's this bad. Like, you don't go from hitting 311 and hitting big home runs in Game 7 of the World Series to then doing this. Like, if he was hitting, 240 and had a 700 OPS, we'd be like, all right, yeah, not good, not worth the $42 million, needs to be better. We'd still be complaining, but it'd be like, all right, at least he's serviceable. The OPS being below 600 is like unfathomable.
No, you know what's scary? In a half a season, he did this. He had this exact year.
But it was an injury-riddled year.
He had 225. He was a negative WAR player. He had a 598 OPS. So my worry, and yes, it's 1 year. It's an outlier. I understand that. But it happened. It happened in the past. And that was my only worry with him, and why I didn't love him as a free agent prior to the Mets signing him. I remember making cases for other teams to make the move on him. But that was my issue with him, that there was this season where he just, yes, injured, but couldn't do anything.
And the biggest thing that I've been preaching with him is that he's trying to get acclimated to New York. And one of my buddies, who I went to the game with on Sunday, was like, this guy played on the Blue Jays, A, in the World Series, which is as pressure-filled as it gets, and B, I'm not saying Toronto's market is as big as New York's. Like, obviously, there's nothing like New York City. The pressure, the media, everything. But that's the only team in Canada. Like, that's a big, like, the Blue Jays are a big deal to an entire country, pretty much. There's pressure playing in Toronto for the Blue Jays. I know they're not like the number one team, like it's all about the Maple Leafs up there, but the Blue Jays are still very popular in Canada. So don't tell me that he has no pressure.
It's not like he came from Pittsburgh.
Right. Like, he's not, he's dealt with this before. This shouldn't be that big of a deal to him.
All right, I got 3 things here. One, his expected slugging is 398. So his slugging right now is 271. So it's 100 points higher.
398, though, still sucks.
Right. It's 100 points higher, which we would take right now.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is, how about this? 2019 Nationals. They were 19-26 at one point. Now they went on to lose 5 straight from here.
Right, because I was going to say, I remember them being 19-31 at one point.
So they're about, so right now, 6-7 years ago, they lose 5 in a row. And then they go on to win the World Series. But they started out 19-26, and the Mets were 19-26. So how about that?
I can't believe they won today. I just cannot believe that they won that game. How did they win that game?
And good for you for staying. I would have left.
Oh, don't tell me that. No. There were Met fans leaving, and I was so upset.
I
was sitting there convinced that they were going to lose, too. I'm not sitting there saying, like, I was, rah, we're going to come back and win, but
you weren't
Mr. Can't leave.
I'm telling you, I got this weird thing lately. I just want to get out. If they're losing, if I don't like it, it started 3 years ago. Because I never left games.
First, you're complaining about Joe Davis, and now that you're old, what Unk? That's what I am old.
And I got sunburn today, which is fine because I've got like that nice, beautiful Italian skin where the second I get burnt the first time, it is gold in like a day or two. Like I'm golden.
Scott, when you weren't here, one of the episodes, he was talking about his back problems. I'm like, what are you, 60 years old? What's going on over there?
Did I show you my new toy? Not toy, my new therapeutic thing for my back?
I've seen the clip of the stress ball.
No, that's different. Hold on. I got to stand up.
I just wrote down the timestamp, 29 minutes for Mike's sunburn. So that'll be on the YouTube thing. If anyone's interested about Mike's sunburn.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
So look at this thing. Hold on. Left, right. So this
I'm older than you.
So this is you are older than me. So this is a Theracane. I call it a candy cane. And you use it to massage your back and other parts of your body. And you got to like angle it. And it's really great. Hold on. It's stuck on this piece. You got to like really like you dig it into parts of your back here. And then like, oh, like see, I'm massaging my back right now.
You and Keith would get along great.
Oh,
is this our first sponsored segment on the pod?
You know what? I would do it. And it's made in USA. It's like $40 on Amazon. It gets everywhere. Everywhere this thing gets. I mean, I can flip it around like this, and I can go lower back. Unbelievable job.
Do you think we could get Keith on the show and just do 20 minutes about this? Make a smaller box for me. I'll go in the corner with Scott. I'll let you two do all that.
You go right up there above me.
Yeah, perfect.
We could talk about. He would love this thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he'd be able to like angle it the right way and get it in the right spots. He could just probably go pay for a massage.
Right.
Because that's the tricky part. You got to like really get good with it.
You've had a lot of practice. Is that?
I've had a lot. I've had
you're telling me.
Now. Yeah, it's great. It's really good. But yeah,
leaving early. Ugh.
I don't. Is that Unk? I don't think that's.
Yeah, that's like my dad would be like, "Oh, I gotta beat the traffic," you know.
Mine too.
20 years ago, my dad would never do that, but now.
But I don't think it's. I don't even think it's beating the traffic for me. I just think I don't want to sit here anymore and torture myself. I think it's more that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, when Tyrone Taylor's coming up to bat, you're not really expecting much.
Exactly.
That's the thing about that at bat is like I was so shocked because I never even got because it was first pitch. I never even got the chance to like process the possibility of him even hitting a 3-run homer. Like my first thought was like, all right, down to the last out, maybe Taylor hits a single and makes it 6-5, and then you have Beatty coming up, and then like, you know, Taylor maybe steals second, and then you're in scoring position. Like there are different possibilities. There was no chance I was ever planning on him hitting a 3-run homer. First pitch like that. Like you didn't even just stunned. Like
how about these similarities? The Todd Frazier home run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you not think that the second it left his bat?
I mean, even so I'm sitting in 508, which is down the first baseline. Even off the bat, I didn't think it was gone. Like when Pete used to hit balls, you could tell the way that he hits them, like this ball's crushed. I did not think off the bat that it was gone until I saw Schumann, the left fielder, just turn and look. Like once he stopped running and like looked up, and I'm down the first baseline, so I'm seeing it like stay fair. That's when it like really clicked. I was like, oh my God, did he hit a home run? Because like, again, it's Tyrone Taylor. So you're not expecting him to hit a home run. Like when Alonso was up, the ball hits the bat. And at any point you're thinking, oh my God, he crushed it. Like, cause that's what he would always do. Tyrone Taylor, like even off the bat, I was like,
but he also hit it so far. Run. He hit it so far high in the air. That's the problem. He hit it
right.
High. So that's the other issue when you're watching it, why you also think he can go foul. Because it was hit so high in the air.
Yeah. Just unbelievable.
It's crazy. How about this? Kevin just texted me this, actually. There are 8 catchers in Major League Baseball with an OPS over 600. And I don't think
Really?
Alvarez qualifies. I mean, he's got a 7.10. I don't know if Alvarez qualifies.
Well, he just got hurt, so
You think he qualifies under that?
well, let me ask you this. I actually don't know the answer to this. Are catchers, do they qualify differently? Because they play way less games. Like, think of it, how many times a day game after a night game does the starting catcher not play? Like, I know the qualifications for normal hitters I would assume they'd be different than catchers, right? Because there's no way they get the same amount of at-bats as everyone else.
I'll tell you right now. So, I mean, Shea Langolier is having a great year.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's based on like the totals for every other catcher. Like they're not gonna like set it way higher than like the person that has the highest.
I mean, yeah, I mean, certain guys, no, because it's all going to be similar because Langoliers has the same amount of at bats as Aaron Judge.
I know for starting pitchers, it's innings pitched compared to games played,
Yeah.
like team games played. So, like if the Mets are 60 games into the season, a pitcher would have to have at least 60 innings pitched to qualify. Is it what is it for hitters though?
I'm assuming it's just.
It can't be at bats.
I'm assuming it's at bats.
But they definitely have way more at bats than games played. Like if Lindor plays every game, he has 500 at bats.
But
You're
then
getting 3-4 at bats a game.
How else would you do it?
Now I got to look it up.
Qualify, guys. How about this? I mean, we saw this a little bit in spring training and early in the year, but the love affair between Benge and Soto. Did you guys see Soto immediately after the game ends? He's
First one out there,
hugging him, jumping him, grabbing him. It was I loved it. I mean, this might sound a little weird. You definitely clip that, but like, I absolutely love it.
He hates it here.
No, he hates it. He hates being a Met.
He ran right to the Yankee dugout after the walk-off.
He loved how sorry he was for beating them and going off. How about these numbers for Soto against the Yankees here this week? 4 for 10, a homer, an RBI, 3 walks, 3 stolen bases, a 1238 OPS.
Yeah, love it. Even though the home run was useless, I get so upset with that. He's never big in a clutch spot. I mean, even today, it ended up working out because and kudos to him for running hard down the first baseline to make sure that wasn't a double play when he comes up with first and second, nobody out. But why can't he rip the ball into the gap there and drive home too?
He's so good.
He is. Like, I know I hate saying
it. My cousin did the same thing. First thing he said to me before was Soto can't do anything there. I mean, they won the freaking game. They won the game.
I know.
I said the same thing to him. They
won the game. I mean, can we be happy?
He's like, we win the game. He's like, oh, but Mania needs to be sent to the moon. And I was like, we won the game. Who cares? He ate 4 innings. Like, that's it.
Like, it's. And by the way, like, you can say what you want about Mania. How about we catch the ball?
That would also help.
I mean, but I did not like the. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Mendy or if it's Stearns, but I hate that everything is pre-planned. They knew going into today that it was going to be Freddie for 5 or 6 and then Mania the rest of the way. But you have to be able to go, adjust on the fly a little bit. You're going to bring in Mania in that situation with first and second, nobody out?
Well, who do you want to go to there? Who's up?
Austin Warren can't come in. Braziban only pitched an inning and a third yesterday. He can't come in and pitch an inning.
Braziban's definitely not coming in that spot.
Okay, Myers.
When did Myers last pitch?
He pitched Friday. Warren and Myers pitched Friday. I think I know Warren went an inning and a third and then didn't pitch Saturday.
They're down. That's just how they do it. They're down. They're down for 2 days if you go more than I hate it.
It was an inning and 2/3 for Warren and then 2 innings for Myers.
I absolutely hate the way we just coddle these relief pitchers, but that's what they do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like they were punting. Like, you need to win this game. Like, this was like the computers are so set on, like, they don't take any morale or anything into consideration. Like, all 162 are the exact same, but that's not the case.
But do you go to where? Do you think Weaver was even considered in any of those
No.
spots? If they, like, let's say they tied the game in the 8th,
2 innings on Saturday. So back-to-back days after pitching 2 innings, fine.
I'm fine with that.
But you gave Warren and Myers off on Saturday. They can come in and pitch an inning on Sunday after pitching Friday.
And I'm fine with that, and I agree with you. I just, like, that's their mentality. That's
like,
how they run things.
Even in the 7th, when Manaea, it's first and second, 2 outs, and he walks Schumann to load the bases on 4 pitches. Now he's in there, bases loaded, 2 outs with Volpe again, and he's up 0-2 and walks him. Like, in that spot, why are you leaving Manaea in the game? Because you have to go with what the book says, which was our original plan of Manaea's pitching all the way through the 9th inning, no matter what. Like, it bothers me that they go so much by the book.
I don't agree with you.
It's very stubborn. It's very stubborn.
If they tied the game in the 8th, you don't think Devin Williams is coming into the 9th?
Yeah, he is. But my point is in when they first bring Manaea in, it's a tie game. Sean Manaea is there literally because they don't know what else to do with him. They don't want to just eat the $25 million.
They were down.
No, he comes in the top of the 6th inning. It's 1-1, first and second, nobody out. That is a major high leverage situation. You're putting your worst reliever, who has a 6 ERA and is only in the bullpen because he's not good enough to be a starter. And like I said, you don't want to just waste the $25 million in DFA him, so you're trying to just keep him around and let him eat up useless innings. Save him for games when it's on Friday when they're down 5-1 in the 8th inning. Let him pitch the last 2 innings. Who cares?
But what? You don't have any warm bodies.
You're telling me Raley couldn't pitch? Raley pitched an inning plus on Saturday. There was nobody else in the bullpen? Like,
probably not.
Oh,
you want Kimbrel in that spot?
And again, the whole inning, I agree with you with, Bichette dropping the ball. The whole inning bothered me because they had 1 hit. They scored 4 runs in the inning and had 1 hit. It was 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and an error. All, sandwiched around the Volpe 2-run single.
Bad baseball. They won the game.
They
won the freaking game. I can't believe it. I don't remember who texted me. I didn't like Ewing laying down the bunt in the 10th. I did not. I wanted him to swing.
I thought it was a no-brainer.
That was no-brainer. Am I crazy for that?
No-brainer to swing?
No brainer to bunt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought you said you wanted him to swing.
Wanted him to swing.
No, you have to bunt. Now, I'll say this. After the first pitch, when he misses the bunt, my thought process completely changed because I was like, we talk so much about how these major league hitters now have no idea how to bunt. Like, it's a completely lost art in Major League Baseball. So after you see him miss the first one, I'm thinking this guy has no idea how to bunt. This is going to go disastrously wrong, and he's going to either pop it up or he'll foul it off again, and now you're down 0-2. So once he missed the first one, I wanted him to swing, and then luckily he was able to get it down. But going into that at bat, like in between innings as we're getting ready to start the bottom of the 10th, absolutely you bunt.
Scott, were you listening to the broadcast at this time, or was it just on?
I was listening to it.
So you're smiling the same reason I am, because Nico doesn't know what that was for AJ Ewing.
Oh my goodness, no, he doesn't. That's right.
He never laid down a sacrifice bunt in his career.
Even in the minors.
Nothing.
No.
So that's right. So I guess you're right in that sense, where maybe I did the same thing. It was after the first one, and I'm like, I let him swing.
That's a real stat?
He never laid down a sacrifice bunt in the minors ever.
I was very impressed that SNY was able to pull that stat out.
Yeah.
Like that.
Was it like successfully, or like he never even attempted?
Never attempted.
So they say that he misses the bunt, and they say it, and then they put his stats up. He's on base the entire day. He had a couple walks. He had a base hit, and at that point, I look at my dad and I said, "Just let him swing the freaking bat. He's never done this before."
That makes it even more impressive that he was able to do it.
And then it was a perfect bunt.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make here is he's just a professional ball player. I mean, he does everything right. He really does. I love him. I already love him.
mean, I saw that the guy on the Yankees had, was it Schumann or something like that? Horrible at bat with the bunting, and he pulled back on pitches right down the middle. I was like, okay, like it can't get much worse than that. So I mean, Ewing just had a great at bat, adjusted to the bunt after that first pitch, and then puts a beautiful bunt down. It was a great at bat.
Can we talk about this for a second? I'm so lost at Boone's decision making. I understand bringing the fifth infielder in. Like I understand that like thought process. I don't know if I agree with it, but I understand the thought process. Torrens is a right-handed hitter.
Oh, I was lost for this too.
And you've seen it before. I mean, you literally saw it with Torrens last year against the Dodgers. They brought the fifth guy in. They turned the double play on that Friday night. To not even shade, like Grisham was literally shaded to right center field. So I'm so lost. I'm like, what is he doing?
The thing that was crazy for me was because Torrens had already had the double where he goes the opposite way. He's a guy that likes to go oppo.
Yes.
So I could at least maybe understand that a little bit. But then Benge comes up after Torrens gets hit by the pitch, and Bellinger literally runs from right field all the way across the outfield grass to left field. And they were doing it again where it was like, we're going to leave the pull side. Then once that happened, I was completely lost. I was like, now they're clearly just doing it for everybody where they are expecting them to go oppo. What is the thought process there?
I don't understand it. The only thing that was going through my head was, oh my God, they're not going to get a hit. Oh my God, they're not going to bring the guy home. They're going to hit it. They're going to hit it in the infield. They're going to hit it to somebody right at somebody in the outfield the opposite way. Like, that's my thought process.
When Torrens was up and I think he fouled back a pitch and it became a 2-2 count, my first thought was like, this whole defensive alignment is in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying too much to pull a fly ball, and he's just got to focus on putting it in play. Like, I was so scared that he was going to strike out because the defensive alignment was messing with his head. Luckily, he gets hit by the pitch, and then it brings up Benge, who's able to just do exactly that, put it in play any way you can. But yeah, the setup made no sense. I mean, I guess like the only thing that could logically a little bit, I guess, make sense is the idea that when you're trying so hard to just hit a fly ball, you're more patient. Like you're letting it come to you. You're not like attacking necessarily where like you're going to be out in front and pull it. You're almost like being like more of a defensive swing. So you're naturally just going to swing a half second later and go. I don't know. The only thing that would remotely make any sense, and even that is a stretch.
I need to go back and find Boone's reasoning for that. Because, like, again, fifth infielder, fine. It's literally Grisham shaded to right field. He's right next to Judge. He was literally, or whoever was playing right field, whoever it was Bellinger. He shaded it right next to Bellinger. Like, that was what was so confusing. And here's a funny moment. So, the game's over, and, I'm laughing. I'm downstairs with my dad. We're watching. And I'm like, what a mess. I was like, that is so funny. And my dad goes, whose ball is that? Whose ball do you think it is? I go, who the who the F knows? There's 5 guys in the infield that running over each other. It's nobody's ball. It's a shit show. It was so great.
I don't think Volpe's making that play regardless. Like, that was such a tough play, especially for a righty.
Yeah.
You'd have to, turn and throw across your body going home. And Semion's not a speedster, but he's not a slow guy either. So I don't think the collision is what, ruined that play for the Yankees. I think Semien scores anyway, but it was hilarious, especially because it was Schumann that he collided with, right? Yeah. So, like, you could clearly tell that Schumann had never played the infield and really, had no idea what he was doing to get in the way like that.
It's like an overhead shot, too, of Jazz, just like, because Jazz is a little bit over, so Jazz isn't really near the play. There's like an overhead shot of Jazz just, like, standing there, like, watching it unfold, and it's just like, what is going on? Like,
as if he doesn't have a mistake like that. Remember when they were in Tampa and I think it was runners at the corners again, 1 out, and he fielded a slow chopper and tried to throw to first.
Yeah.
As if that was going to do anything with only one out. And then he was like, oh, I didn't know the rule. I thought.
Yeah.
So him having the face. Oh, I hate Jazz. He's one of my. Cole is my least favorite player. Jazz is up there, though.
Oh, really?
I despise Garrett Cole. Oh, yeah.
What?
Remember when didn't he get mad at Billy Crystal when he was throwing out the first pitch?
Oh, that was
and
great.
He wanted to warm up?
Yep. It took too long. Everything took too
Please.
long on opening day. Then Devers took him deep. That was 2022. Yeah.
Fraud.
I mean, I don't like Cole, but like it's not like Cole has like big moments against the Mets.
No, because he sucks against the Mets.
We actually own him. Oh, that was great. That was great today. That's awesome. I mean, it did not feel like they were going to win this series after you lose game one the way it went.
It felt like after Friday the season was over. Like, I know not to sound like insanely drastic after they had just swept the Tigers, but losing Clay Holmes, like you're thinking like, oh, they lost 5-1. Schlittler was unbelievable again. You're thinking there's no way, like you said, that they're going to actually win the next two against the Yankees. So now you're sitting there on Friday night, even Saturday morning leading up to Saturday night, like they're not going to win. It's going to be a series loss to the Yankees, which always sucks, especially now, though, because we really need as many wins as possible. What are they going to do now with Clay Holmes out? That's such a huge blow. Like, it felt really bad Friday night and Saturday morning, and how quickly things changed. Less than 48 hours later, here we are, 5-1 homestand, feeling good.
Hold on. I just saw something. Soto just reposted that on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get some use out of that one.
What does that mean?
I mean, like for videos and stuff and covers and whatnot and clips. Come on, Scott. Where's that mind going? Where's that mind going? Just feeling good. All right, now let's talk about what I'm petrified for. The Nationals and the Marlins.
I knew you were going to say that, and it's because I agree.
Like, you just take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. Now you got to go to Washington.
Well, this is what happened last year. I don't know if you guys remember this. In August last year, late August, they swept the Phillies at home.
Yep.
And I remember thinking, like, all right, this is it. They're back. This is what they needed. And then the series after that was Labor Day weekend. They lose 3 out of 4 at home to the Marlins. And it was right back to square one of like, this team is not it. So this is literally a perfect example of that. You got, everything feels so great right now. 5-1 homestand, this, miraculous win over the Yankees. They got to follow it up this week at minimum 4-3. I'd like to say 5-2, but if they go 4-3, I'm not going to be that mad. 3-4, though, I'm sick to my stomach.
I think I need 5-2. I think I need 5-2 here. And by the way, like I'm looking at the pitching matchups for the series. You got Scott tomorrow, Monday, and then you got McClain Tuesday, and then you got TBD, and then because you don't know who's starting that game at all, and then you have your bullpen day with Peterson, who has been really good out of the bullpen, which is fine. But I mean, it's still, it's still a massive question mark.
I'll say this: I think it's going to depend on what they do in Washington. So I'm going to take it series by series. They have to win 2 out of 3 in Miami regardless.
Yes.
So I'm going to look at it as if they split in Washington and then win 2 out of 3 and it's 4-3, I'm okay with that. But if they take 3 out of 4 against Washington, then my mindset's going to become, now you got to go 5-2 because you can't lose the series to the Marlins. Like if you're already 3-1 on the road trip, don't follow that up with then losing 2 out of 3 in Miami.
How about this as a possible solution for the rotation? Peterson just is a starter. Do you think they go back to that?
I really hope not.
For whatever reason, this is working, and I think you got to roll with what's working right now.
So then you have to bring somebody up that's going to give you innings.
Yeah.
And again, can I just say about that? They won the game. I already know you're going to say it. Relax. Who cares? Can they stop changing what they're doing with Peterson? Because the first time they did it, it was Braziban for an inning, and then Warren for an inning, and then Peterson. Then the second time they did it, it was Braziban for like an inning and 2/3. And then it was Myers. And then it was Peterson. And when Myers came in, he came in a tough spot and gave up 2 runs. Didn't work. Then they changed it to on Saturday. Braziban stayed in for the first batter of the second inning because it was a righty. And then Peterson came in with 1 out and immediately gives up a run.
Yeah.
Stop. Just do what you did in LA when they did it for the first time when it was against the Angels. I think it was that Sunday game against the Angels. It was perfect.
The perfect one. No, the perfect one was against Colorado. I think it was Braziban for an inning, Warren for 2, and then Peterson.
Okay, so then they've done it 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, because I don't think he didn't pitch against the Angels.
Yeah, am I mistaking that?
Because it was Holmes on that Sunday, McLean on the Saturday, and I don't know who went Friday. Might have been Scott. Not you, Scott.
I don't remember. All right. Either way, though, there was the one time where it worked. Every time since then, they've done something differently. Just do what you did the first time when it worked perfectly and they had the shutout. Every other scenario they've tried has resulted in giving up runs during the inning where they're switching pitchers. Because it was Myers in Arizona. They brought him in midway through the second inning. And then they did the same thing on Saturday where they let Braziban get the first out. And then Peterson comes in and gives up a run. Stop.
How about Peterson just figures this out and is a starter? Like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at him. Like, can we be a starter, please?
The Dodgers did it and it worked.
It's just frustrating.
I don't mind the opener.
Things got to stay consistent for him to start figuring things out. So if it's working right now, you got to keep it consistent with what's working right now.
I'm with Scott.
Just be a starter. Just be back to Peterson of last year. Let's take a look.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Look at the burn. Do you see the burn?
We're back to the burns.
Because I'm feeling it right now.
Are you just trying to show the guns or what?
A little bit, but like I'm feeling it. It's bad. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. Probably like
on the left shoulder.
The left shoulder's burnt too.
What did you do today?
I watched the lacrosse game.
Like
I sat like this at a lacrosse game. Like this.
Oh, you rolled up the sleeves?
I don't want the farmer's tan.
Did you put sunblock on?
No.
So you're worried about the farmer's tan. You have the thought in your mind that you care about what your skin color looks like, but you didn't think to put sunblock on.
No, the first time I go outside when it's nice, I don't put any sunscreen on so that I get the burn, so that it becomes gold.
So then I don't want to hear you complaining then. This is you caused this on purpose.
I'm not allowed to complain.
You wanted the sunburn. You got the sunburn. There you go.
I thought maybe this year would be a little different where I just got tan.
I become a lobster. There's
There's
no tanning for me. That's not an option.
Scott gets nice and tan.
I get nice and tan. Yeah.
Probably no burn either.
Nope. Very hard to get me to burn.
Like I'm good. Restless. I go to the beach tomorrow.
I'm not surprised that Scott gets tan. Jonah Tong's pretty tan himself too. So.
He's not Canadian though. He's not Canadian.
Not Canadian.
Canadians get tan.
I don't know if Jonah Tong has Puerto Rican in him. I have Puerto Rican in me. That's where I get it from.
He's got the Puerto Rican.
When he made his debut, didn't they? They were showing his parents. Wasn't one of his parents? He's Asian too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Might be Filipino.
But he's from Canada because he likes the maple syrup.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Syrup or syrup?
Syrup.
Syrup.
You just want to be different.
You are on one tonight.
There's not much going on up here. All right. 5-2. We back after the Nats series. That's a 4-game set. Ends Thursday at 4:00. That'll be the last game of that series. And then to Miami for Memorial Day weekend. And that's back to their first time back there. First time playing them since they eliminated them. So we'll see how that goes.
Well,
the Marlins are not bad this year.
Nobody on the team cares about that because none of them besides Soto were there last year, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Vientos and Beatty, I guess.
It's actually a really good point. Nobody, it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
It's just a jersey. It's nothing. Oh, fun times. Oh, also you see Polanco's got like a debilitating Achilles.
I'm gonna be 1,000% honest. I don't care. Like, I don't miss him at all. I'm not like counting down the days, impatiently waiting for Jorge Polanco to return to this lineup.
If only there was like a first base, like primary position player that's like crushing home runs right now. Got not a lot of money, came from another country. Like,
Yeah, it's a good
that'd
point.
be nice to have him on our team right now.
That's a good point.
And it's funny too. We talked last episode about how we were debating about if they would keep Robert or Taylor. Like when Robert comes back, and it was going to be like we were saying we didn't want to take Benge or Ewing out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And we were debating Robert or Taylor, and I was saying get rid of Tyrone Taylor. Can't do that now.
Never get rid of TT. I was about to say something. Oh, Jorge Polanco is getting like crazy Jed Lowry vibes too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More hits, but
and I don't want anyone to ever be hurt. Like, I'm not wishing that he stays injured. It's just I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, we're so back when he,
no, but I'll be like
IL.
excited that there's a chance that Vidal Braun or an Andy Ibanez or an Austin Slater is never playing on my team again. That'll be good.
I guess.
So much fun. Okay, that'll do it. Check us out. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, obviously this episode, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. We will talk to you guys after the Nats series, previewing the Marlins series over the weekend. 5-2. Let's go Mets.